Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
I mean, to be 500 in this wind, how do you do that? How did you do it?
Hey, good shots. Yeah, I've been playing well lately. It's a difficult golf course in spots. It's a very gettable golf course in spots. With that being said, playing in whatever easily 20 to 30 mile an hour winds today was certainly a challenge, and I'd say anything under par was a really quality score. So to shoot 5 under par was incredible.
If I'm not wrong, you're looking for your first victory. What would it mean to, well, it'd be nice to win any place, but winning here, special about that, or just winning? And
I mean, no disrespect to Japan, but I'll take a win anywhere. This is a awesome place. I really liked playing last year. I was excited to come back. It's a really cool week for us off the course. Incredible food. Incredible host facility. The fans here are world class and seem to really like golf and are educated about golf, and they seem to really enjoy having us here this week. So it's really special for us to be here.
you said you played well last week. What's the carryover effect? I mean, how long does that last?
Hopefully every tournament the rest of my life, but I have no idea. All I know is I feel good right now.
And
Well, I remember talking to you in New Orleans, talking about some of the food you were doing. Just wondering if you could expand a little bit on what you've had a chance to do here in Japan.
Yeah, sure. We went to sushi the first night in Narita. It was incredible. The pieces of fish, they don't skimp over here. You're getting like 3 full bites on a nigiri piece. And then last night we did like a Japanese barbecue, had some Wagyu, sirloin, etc. That was incredible. Just cook it right there in front of you. I want to try some ramen maybe tonight. But even player dining here, I don't know what it is. The rice here is just different. It's way better. I've been putting scrambled eggs on top of rice. It's been great. They do an awesome job with the hospitality for us this week. So, like I said, I think every player out here looks forward to coming here and eating food for the week. It's with the exception of if you're a vegan or something, I think you're in pretty good shape.
And how is the atmosphere out there? Obviously, the Japanese fans seem to be very popular amongst the players. Just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, they're so positive. Even when I'm a little negative, it seems like they're still positive. You hit an average shot and they're excited about it. So, they seem to really appreciate the game. The course is awesome. It's clear, having played on tour with Hideki for, 5-6 years now, how big of a deal golf is in Japan, because he is literally a superstar. I mean, he's effectively the Tiger Woods of Japan, it feels like. And to see that firsthand, obviously, but even when we're over stateside, I mean, he's got 15, 20 cameras following him everywhere. So, the Japanese people seem to really like golf. As I said, they've been incredible fans this year and for me last year as well. So I'm very appreciative.
How difficult was it out there today, and obviously managed it pretty well?
Yeah, I think we had the first hole and a half where the wind didn't pick up, and we were hoping that it didn't come until the 4th hole because that's one of the toughest tee shots out here. But throughout the day, it just kind of kept on gusting. You'd get one, every 5 minutes that would come like 40 miles an hour, and it was pretty insane. But overall, I thought I was able to hit those low shots really well with my irons, drove it pretty good, kept it in play. Didn't have any big misses and made some putts, so that kind of sums up my round.
Yeah. And I guess what were some of those key moments? I mean, I think in a day like today, you make a couple of putts for par here and there to keep the momentum going. Was there any that I guess stood out to you?
Yeah, actually the hole on 4, I hit a great drive in the middle of the fairway. Hit my iron shots a little squirrely in the bunker right, but made like a 12-footer for par. So that's kind of a good momentum saver for the round. And after that, I ended up birding my next few holes. And out here, like, if you can just kind of keep it in play, not hit into the trees, I think the course is pretty receptive. But today, even if you're in the middle of the fairway, it's still tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think coming into this week, feel like your game was trending into getting into a good performance like this, getting off to a good start? How would you assess where everything's been lately?
Yeah, I think over the past couple months, I've played tournaments kind of sporadically. I went over to Switzerland after a few weeks off. Had another week off after that. Went to Napa. And then 3 weeks off, played in Vegas. So it was hard to get continuous good rounds. But overall, I felt like I've been putting in some solid work in the off season, just trying to take care of my body, and it just felt really good today.
Awesome. And then just going into the weekend, obviously with the being right there in contention, what's the mindset and again just being back in that spot with a chance to win going into Saturday?
Nothing really changes. I think overall just kind of keep an eye on the conditions. Obviously it won't be as windy as it is today, so our lines are going to have to kind of go back to what we originally planned out, and just kind of adjusting to what the wind and forecast kind of settles. So I think just trying not to get too ahead and just look at what you have.
Eric, what were some of the takeaways from the round? Pretty difficult day out there.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy day with all that wind, but just kind of had to stay patient, and the score isn't going to be really how you played. So I felt like I played pretty well for the most part, and didn't score great, but I think that's just the day we had.
Yeah, and just overcoming the early double. I mean, how key was that to just stay patient and continue to work your way back from that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good example. Like, I actually hit a pretty good shot, I thought, into the green and kind of misjudged the wind and hit it over in a bad spot. So, those are the type of things that happen when the wind is blowing this hard. So to recover from that was nice.
You feel like there was a really key moment that, it feels like it's one of those days where it just needed to kind of sustain more than anything else?
Yeah, for sure. No, every shot is, even the ones that are simple without the wind, seemed pretty tricky today. And it was gusty, too. So it was, kind of changing directions and changing miles per hour. So it was definitely tricky.
You've been, safe to say you've been trending kind of coming in. Is it, a day like today when it's difficult and you feel like your game is really kind of staying intact? Is that just a testament to where you feel like you're at?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Like I said, I felt like I actually played pretty well and, just couldn't really score in those conditions. So it's definitely nice to have a little bit of momentum coming into this tournament and be able to hopefully just shake off today as just one of those weird days. So yeah.
So going into the weekend, is it more just like a reset and knowing you're still within striking distance and having a chance?
For sure. I think the forecast is a little calmer and going to be a little more normal as far as the way the course is going to play. So hopefully today's just a little bit of an outlier and then get back on it tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks,
I
Eric.
just wanted to ask you real quickly if you don't mind about that very routine par on 6.
On 6? What did I do on 6?
Oh, yeah, playing
back out into the fairway in 1 and then over the trees and...
Oh, yeah. No, I actually hit a pretty good tee shot there and, got behind a irrigation thing or something and had to go down number 1. And, it was Hideki's group, I think, so there were a bunch of people. So it was a little bit hectic there for a second, but got it up by the green and got it up and down, so it was a good 5.
You with the 69 out there today? I'm sure.
Yeah, it was getting away from me a little bit. Didn't feel like I was playing that poorly. Just hit some bad shots at the wrong times on some of those harder par 4s, and it was nice to see some putts go in there late and finish off with a birdie.
Yeah, how huge was the finish? 3 birdies in the last 5 holes and get you right in the mix going into the weekend.
Yeah, there aren't too many leaderboards. But I saw the lead was at like 6-ish, and then I caught one late, and so I was at 7. So just needed to stay in touch going into the weekend.
And so the conditions in general, how difficult was that to endure today, especially just knowing that everyone was gonna struggle and just staying patient?
Yeah, it was hard. It seemed to be a lot of crosswinds on most of the holes. Made it hard to hit it close, and the par 5s were probably the only holes that you could birdie, and if you didn't hit in the fairway, you're struggling. So I did that early on and was able to clean it up late. So, I think everyone's happy the round's over.